Mkutano kuweza kutoa taarifa kwa vyombo vya habari kuhusiana na hali ilivyo, haswa hali yao wanavyochukuliwa na kusimamiwa maslahi yao haswa kazini katika hospitali hii ya Kenyatta na kwingineko. Tayari wamejiandaa pale kuweza kutoa taarifa hii. Tutakuwa tunakupeleka kule moja kwa moja katika muda usio mrefu. Haswa wacha nikupeleke kule kwa sasa, wako tayari kuzungumza na vyombo vya habari.
On the TV screens and specifically the NTV electronic media. And also we want to share with you issues pertaining to the Health Amendment Bill, which actually also includes the Nurses Bill and other bills which are embraced there. And then lastly, thirdly, we want to share with you about nurses' safety. We all know what has been going on in the hospitals, and specifically in Kenyatta Hospital. And lastly, we are going to tell you our next course of action, because we had planned a nationwide demonstration tomorrow over these issues. I'll start by saying that we all watched what happened on the screens yesterday. A person purporting to be a nurse engaging in very unscrupulous and unethical activities. We want to say, as nurses, very categorically and very strongly, that that person is not a nurse. That person is not a nurse. It does not appear in our register, so legally is not a nurse. And we urge the authorities to take stern action according to the law, so that the members of the public can be protected from such unscrupulous fellows who are purporting to be medical personnel. It's a system failure in the part of the authorities. We cannot have quacks operating as doctors and nurses and clinical officers, and yet the law is there to protect the public. So we repeat and say that that person is not a nurse, and we dissociate ourselves as nurses from that incident and from that fella. You all know his name. I don't have to say his name. On the Nurses Bill, which is part of the Health Amendment Bill, we are telling the authorities that as nurses, what we have seen in the second reading, the product of the second reading, does not reflect what the stakeholders in the nursing fraternity presented. There is no iota of reference to a document that we as nurses fraternity, we presented to the government and to Parliament. So we are disowning the content of that bill as of the second reading, because we have not seen our views there. And we had 4 issues which were pertinent and dear to our hearts and for the profession. That is the composition of the board. We wanted the board to reflect the true honors of this profession, and that is nursing profession. When you're writing a regulatory law that governs a certain profession, the honors of the profession must be the custodian of that institution. So we want the board composition of the Nursing Council of Kenya to reflect the true honors of the association, of the profession, who are the nurses. We want at least 4 of the said board members be elected by the nurses. There's the issue of non-farms. We call them nursing commodities. You've seen even all this amendment law has brought also controversy even amongst the Pharmaceutical Society of Kenya. I think yesterday they had a demonstration. It means that proper stakeholder engagement was not done. So we want to tell the public that there are issues that are called commodities that are called non-farms. These are gloves, cotton wool, syringes, and so on and so forth. These are items that majorly utilized by the nurses. And for quality control, so that the public gets the best service out of from our health service institution, these commodities must be, it's not a request, must be managed by the nurses, must be governed by the nurses. Because if you take these commodities to people who don't understand what they are, we'll end up having substandard items in the hospital which endanger.
Na mtazamaji, hao ni wauguzi kutoka hospitali ya kitaifa ya Kenyatta wakitoa taarifa yao. Kumbuka mtazamaji, muktadha wa taarifa hii kwa vyombo vya habari ni kuhusiana na taarifa ya upekuzi iliyofanywa jana na kituo fulani cha habari humu nchini kuhusiana na daktari muuguzi James Mugondicho ambaye alikamatwa mwaka 2015 kuhusiana na kuwa na kituo na kuwa na upotovu wa maadili kazini katika eneo la Githurai. Inasemekana kwamba aliondoka pale na kuweza kufungua kituo chingine katika eneo la Kayole kutoka Githurai 44 hadi Kayole, na inasemekana kwamba shughuli hizi anazoziendesha kwa mujibu wa wauguzi hao ambao wanazungumza ni kwamba huyu si mtu wao bali ni daktari feki, ni muuguzi feki ambaye hakuwa amehitimu vilivyo kwa mujibu wa taratibu na kanuni za uuguzi. Hebu tupate zaidi taarifa hii kulingana na muktadha wa taarifa hiyo ya daktari James Mugondicho ambaye alikamatwa mwaka 2015 kuhusiana na madai ya kufanya mambo visivyo katika hospitali moja pale Githurai 44. Inasemekana na kituo chingine cha matibabu katika eneo la Kayole katika hali hii isiyoeleweka. Tusikize zaidi.
That clause and control of the nursing commodities, that we stop using those syringes and those gloves that are substandard and those items that are substandard. And if you know we stop using them, then it means that we will not work. So we'll just go to the hospital and stand aside and look at the patients, because we also don't want to endanger our lives and endanger the lives of the patients. The other issue, the issue of public practice, it also is within that act that we had proposed. As you are aware, in the most peripheral health institutions in our country, the nurse is the pharmacist, the nurse is the doctor, the nurse is the surgeon, the nurse is everything. The nurse is attending to patients, making clinical diagnosis, making clinical intervention, and even dispensing the requisite drugs. We have put it as a suggestion to be included in the law that nurses be allowed, I mean, that whatever their practice today be inscribed in the law, because that's what they are doing. If that is not inscribed in the law, then we'll simply tell our nurses who are in the dispensaries and the health centers to stop doing what is not within their scope of practice. And when they stop doing what within their scope of practice, then it's as much as saying that there's no work that will go on there. Because today they are doing what is not inscribed in law. When push comes to shove, the law does not protect them. But when it's come to service delivery, the authorities want the nurse to perform what is not inscribed in law. And as present, if you go to the dispensary, this is what you'll get. The nurses are doing diagnosis, they are prescribing drugs, they are dispensing the same drugs. So we have appealed. We wanted that to be inscribed in law. We be allowed to prescribe essential and life-saving drugs, which is practically what is going on today. If they don't want to do that in law, we will tell our nurses not to work and to do those things that are outside their scope of practice. We are doing some, even withdrawing blood for laboratory tests. HIV tests, we are testing, simple tests like blood sugar. But still they don't want to inscribe that in law. And they want us to perform it. Why do they want us to perform things that they don't want us to be cushioned with the law? So what we are saying, if those things are not inscribed in the health bill, we will tell our nurses to stop performing them. And you know the repercussions when you stop doing those tests, especially the HIV test. You know the repercussions. We all know what happened to the immunization coverage during the last year's strike. Some of our poor Kenyans, unfortunately, are still suffering from that brunt. We don't want to go there. That is why we are informing the authorities, the cabinet secretary, parliament, senate, the president, that we care about Kenyans, but if you are pushed too far, and what we are doing now is not legalized, then...
Na mtazamaji, ni wauguzi kutoka hospitali ya rufaa ya Kenyatta wakimkana James Mugo Ndicho almaarufu kama, alikuwa anajulikana kama Mugo wa Wairimu, huyu bwana ambaye alikuwa na kliniki yake mwaka 2015 akakamatwa kwa kufanya vitendo visivyostahili kama kuwabaka wale wagonjwa walikuwa wakifika katika hospitali ile. Tutakuwa tunafuatilia zaidi baada ya taarifa upekuzi jana iliyopeperushwa na runinga mmoja hapa nchini. Mbali na hayo, hebu ni kupeleke katika mkao na vyombo vya habari wake Francis Meja ambaye ndiye msimamizi wa NTSA ambayo ni halmashauri ya usalama barabarani, akizungumzia swala la usalama barabarani. Kuanzia Jumatatu anasema kwamba watakaza buti zaidi kuhakikisha kwamba sheria zinafuatwa na utekelezaji unafanywa ipasavyo.